Home staging tips for selling your house quickly and for the most amount of money is our topic today. Let's get started. My name is Teresa Fudge, and I am Suwanee, Georgia's running realtor with Keller Williams Realty Atlanta Partners. If this is your first visit to my channel, welcome. I make new videos each week to teach you what you need to know about buying, selling, and living your best life here in the Suwanee, Georgia area. I would love it if you hit that subscribe button and the notification bell. You don't want to miss a thing. When you are selling your house, you want it to look its best for those potential buyers. Today's buyers have been watching HGTV for a long time now, and they have high expectations. Home staging is meant to highlight your home's most impressive features so those buyers fall in love and make you an offer. The National Association of Realtors reports that 49% of buyer's agents say that home staging helps a buyer visualize the home as their own. 21% of seller's agents say that home staging not only increases the value of the home, but significantly decreases the length of time it takes to sell it. The first tip is to stage where it counts. You want to focus on the rooms that have the most influence on a potential buyer. The least influential rooms in the home are the guest bedrooms, the bathrooms, and the children's bedrooms. Bathrooms are still important when it comes to selling the house, but they don't require a lot of staging. The second tip is to depersonalize the house. Home staging is really about helping a potential buyer visualize the house as their own. So you want to create a blank canvas. You don't want to remove the style or the charm of the home, but you do want to remove your personal touches. At this point, the home is really not yours anymore, and it's more about the buyer. Start by removing your personal photos. You want to take away the framed photos that are hanging on the walls, any that are on the furniture, and don't forget any that may be like on the refrigerator or any similar surfaces. Keep any clothing and any other personal items put away and out of sight. Any toiletries in the bathrooms, you want to keep those put away as well, including the toothbrushes. You'll want to remove anything political and overly religious. You also want to get rid of any sign of your hobbies or personal interests. Don't forget about that sports memorabilia. Everyone has their own team, it just may not be yours. The third tip is to get rid of any clutter. Space sells, so you really don't want to fill it up with clutter. Consider this the first stage of packing. You really need to get it down to the basics, so start with the obvious things like any seasonal items. If it's summer, you want to go ahead and get rid of those winter coats that are in the hall closet. Go ahead and get rid of or pack away any of the other clothes that you're just not using right now. Show those potential buyers just how spacious those storage areas really are, because they will open every closet door. This is a really great time to get rid of anything that you don't want to move or just no longer have any use for. The less clutter you have, the bigger the space looks, and the more appealing it is to potential buyers. The fourth tip is to super deep clean. This really is a level of cleaning that you may not have ever done before. Every square inch from the baseboards to the ceiling has to shine. You really cannot miss anything. A clean home suggests to potential buyers that the home has really been well cared for. A not so clean home really sends the wrong message. The fifth tip is to patch and repair any small dings, scratches, or holes throughout the home that could cost you serious points with a buyer. Go room to room looking for any little ding, scuff, or mark that could easily be touched up with a little caulk, spackle, or paint. This step really goes a long way with the potential buyer. It shows them that you've really maintained the property well. Tip number 6 is to go neutral. Bright and bold wall colors can really be a turn-off to a potential buyer. You really want to repaint any of those walls with a neutral color like a gray, white, or tan. Once again, we're trying to create a blank canvas. Even if that potential buyer wants to include some color in the home, this shows them that they have that option. The 7th tip is to make a great first impression. And that first impression starts with the entryway to your home. First of all, you're going to want to make sure that you've power washed away any dirt and grime from that front porch. If there's glass in the front door, it needs to be spotless. You may even want to put a fresh coat of paint on the door as well. Get rid of any dead plants that may be sitting around in a pot. Don't forget to update that welcome mat. If the hardware on the front door is not operating properly, you might want to go ahead and replace it. Get rid of anything seasonal or outdated. Tip number 8 is to add a little fresh. Live plants and fresh flowers add a real punch of life to the home. Go ahead and put a big bunch of fresh, brightly colored flowers in the middle of the kitchen table or your island. And in the living room, a great big green plant in a pot would be beautiful. Maybe put some succulents on the coffee table or the sofa table. Just make sure you don't clutter any space with those plants. Fresh also applies to the way the home smells. Make sure to neutralize any pet smells. Just don't mask it with something else like a candle or a bold air freshener. And make sure you always keep that trash cleared out. You never know when someone might want to see the home and you've got something there that's going to give off an odor. If you don't have time to maintain fresh plants or live plants, a high quality artificial will do as well. Just make sure it doesn't look like plastic. Tip number 9 is to lighten it up. Dark rooms are sad rooms, and no one wants to be sad. You'll want to let in as much natural light as possible. Open up all those blinds and pull back those draperies. Light also makes a room look larger. If you have multiple layers of window coverings, you want to pare those back maybe to just the decorative layer. If the view on the outside of that window is not so great, you'll probably only want to open it up enough to let a little bit of light in. Make sure that before showing you turn on all the lights, the lamps, and the lights in the closets. You want to create as much light as possible. A warm room will be more inviting and more appealing to that potential buyer. Tip number 10 is to rearrange the furniture. The goal is to create as much open, walkable space as possible. Don't be afraid to leave a room a little bit empty. Not only does it help a buyer navigate around the space, but it helps them visualize their own furniture there. Make sure that you get rid of any worn or outdated pieces of furniture. Everything you keep in the space should show off the property. And don't keep any oversized pieces of furniture. You want the room to appear open and airy. You really want to define each space as well. If you've been keeping toys in the dining room, you're going to want to put those away in the children's rooms. If you've got a bedroom converted as an office or just storage, convert it back to the bedroom. If you have a lot of artwork, keep only the signature pieces. Go ahead and pack away the rest. Staging your home to sell doesn't mean a huge investment of time or money. It's really about viewing the house through the eyes of a potential buyer and making smart decisions. Your listing agent should be able to guide you through the changes that not only increase the value of your home, but will help it sell quicker. Many agents will also use the help of a home staging company, just depending on the individual needs of their clients. If you're planning to sell your home soon and I can help you in any way, all of my contact information is below in the description of the video. And I'll include a link to my free seller's guide that you can download as well. If you found this video helpful, I'd appreciate a thumbs up. If I can answer any questions, please drop them there in the comments as well. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you on the next one.